when the Emperor Meiji took over, he decided that it was time for Japan to put the clock on the 20th century right away.
Asia's rich history hides brutal tales of power and treachery. Powerful emperors once thought untouchable fell victim to violent conspiracies that reshaped dynasties. Were these assassinations driven by ambition or by deep-rooted vendettas? These are the 10 Asian emperors who were assassinated in the most brutal ways. Number 10. Emperor Yang of Sui, Sui Dynasty, China. Yang Guang, better known as Emperor Yang of Sui, was a significant figure in Chinese history who left a lasting impact on the country. Born in the year 569, he became the second emperor of the Sui Dynasty, ruling from 604 to 618. Before ascending to the throne, Yang Guang proved himself as a capable military leader. In 588, he successfully led an invasion of the Qing dynasty in southern China, expanding the Sui Empire's territory. This victory, along with political maneuvering against his older brother, helped him become crown prince in 600. Emperor Yang's reign was marked by ambitious projects and military campaigns. He completed the Grand Canal, a massive waterway connecting northern and southern China that revolutionized transportation and trade. He also reconstructed parts of the Great Wall to strengthen China's defenses. Under Emperor Yang, the Sui dynasty reached its largest territorial extent. However, his military ambitions came at a great cost. A campaign to conquer Champa in modern-day Vietnam resulted in thousands of Sui soldiers dying from malaria. Even more disastrous were his repeated attempts to conquer Goguryeo in present-day Korea, which drained the empire's resources and led to widespread unrest. To fund these massive projects and wars, Emperor Yang increased taxes significantly. This, combined with forced labor for construction and military conscription, caused great hardship for the common people. As a result, rebellions broke out across the empire. As the situation deteriorated, Emperor Yang retreated to Jiangdu, modern-day Yangzhou. There, in 618, he was killed in a coup led by his own general, Yuan Huaji. The Sui dynasty collapsed soon after, having lasted only 37 years. Despite his failures, Emperor Yang's legacy is complex. While traditional historians often portray him as a tyrant, his ambitious projects laid the groundwork for the prosperity of the subsequent Tang dynasty. The Grand Canal, in particular, remained a crucial infrastructure for centuries. After Emperor Yang's death, his family faced hardships. His queen and remaining children fled to the Tujue, a former ally of the Sui. Years later, when the Tang dynasty defeated the Tujue, Emperor Yang's descendants were brought back to China. In an interesting twist of fate, one of Emperor Yang's daughters became a concubine to Emperor Li Shimin of the Tang dynasty, who eventually gave Emperor Yang a proper imperial burial. Number 9. Emperor Huizong of Song Dynasty, China. Emperor Huizong, born Zhaoji in 1082, became the 8th emperor of China's Song dynasty in 1100. As the 11th son of Emperor Shenzong, he unexpectedly came to power after his brother's son died young. Huizong's reign, lasting until 1126, was marked by a stark contrast between cultural achievements and political failures. Known for his artistic talents, Huizong excelled in poetry, painting, calligraphy, and music. He was particularly renowned for his slender gold calligraphy style and bird and flower paintings. His imperial court became a hub for artists, with over 6,000 paintings in his personal collection. This cultural golden age saw advancements in literature, philosophy, and the arts, influencing Chinese culture for centuries to come. Huizong also promoted Taoism, establishing the Bureau of Taoism and integrating Taoist practices into court rituals. He even wrote commentaries on Taoist texts, showcasing his deep interest in philosophy. However, Huizong's passion for the arts came at a cost. He neglected state affairs and military matters, leaving the Song dynasty vulnerable to foreign threats. The emperor lived a life of luxury and sophistication, indulging in artistic pursuits while the nation's defenses weakened. In 1126, the Jurchen-led Jin dynasty invaded Song China. Unprepared for the attack, Huizong panicked and abdicated, passing the throne to his eldest son, Zhao Huan. Huizong took the title of retired emperor, but this didn't save him from the impending disaster. The following year, Jin forces conquered Kaifeng, the Song capital, in an event known as the Jingkang Incident. Huizong, along with Emperor Huizong and much of the imperial family, was captured and taken to the Jin capital in Manchuria. In captivity, Huizong faced humiliation. The Jin emperor gave him the derogatory title Duke Hunda, meaning besotted duke, mocking his previous lavish lifestyle. The Jin used Huizong and other captives as leverage against the southern Song dynasty, established by Huizong's ninth son, Emperor Gaozong in Hangzhou. Huizong spent his final 9 years in harsh conditions, a stark contrast to his former life of luxury. He died in 1135 in Wuguocheng, a remote area in northern Manchuria, having never regained his freedom. The legacy of Emperor Huizong is complex. While he's remembered as one of China's greatest artists, he's also criticized for his political failures. His reign marked the end of the Northern Song period and led to a significantly reduced Song territory. However, his cultural contributions continue to be celebrated, with his artwork still admired today. Number 8. Emperor Anko, Japan. Emperor Anko, the 20th Emperor of Japan, ruled from 454 to 456 CE during a tumultuous period in Japanese history. Known also as Anaho no Sumeramikoto, he was the second son of Emperor Ingyo and is believed to be the King Ko of Wa, mentioned in Chinese historical records. Anko's rise to power was marked by controversy. When Emperor Ingyo died in 453, the crown prince Kinashi no Karu no Miko was passed over due to accusations of incest. Instead, court officials supported Anko's claim to the throne. This decision led to a brief power struggle, with Kinashi gathering troops to challenge Anko. However, the conflict was resolved without battle when Kinashi, abandoned by his supporters, took his own life. Upon ascending the throne, Anko established his capital at Isonokami no Anaho no Miya Palace, believed to be in present-day Tenri City, Nara Prefecture. This location was strategic, situated in the Yamato region, the political and cultural center of early Japan. Emperor Anko's reign was short but eventful. In 454, he ordered the execution of Okusaka no Miko, a son of the former Emperor Nintoku, based on slanderous reports. This action had far-reaching consequences, as Anko then took Okusaka's widow, Nakashi Hime, as his empress consort. Interestingly, some historical sources suggest that Nakashi Hime might have been Anko's older sister, leading to speculation about incest, a recurring theme in the imperial family of this era. However, other records indicate she was actually a daughter of Emperor Richu, highlighting the complexities and uncertainties in early Japanese historical accounts. Anko's reign came to a dramatic end on September 24, 456. He was assassinated by Mayowa no Okimi, a son from Nakashi Hime's previous marriage. This act of revenge echoed the political instability and personal vendettas that characterized the era. The details of Anko's assassination were kept secret, creating an air of mystery that persists to this day. This concealment was likely an attempt to maintain the sanctity of the imperial lineage and prevent further political upheaval. Emperor Anko died without naming a successor, though it's believed he intended to choose his cousin, Ichinohe no Oshiha no Miko, as the next emperor. Instead, Anko's younger brother, who became Emperor Yuryaku, took the throne, further illustrating the complex nature of imperial succession in ancient Japan. Anko was supposedly buried in the Sugawara no Fushimi no Nishi no Misasagi Mausoleum, traditionally identified as the Kojo Ichigo Fun tumulus in Nara City. However, recent archaeological research suggests this site may actually be the ruins of a medieval mountain castle, adding another layer of mystery to Emperor Anko's legacy. Emperor Anko's brief reign provides a fascinating glimpse into the political intrigues, family dynamics, and cultural practices of 5th century Japan. His story, filled with power struggles, alleged incest, and mysterious assassination, continues to intrigue historians and offers valuable insights into the formative years of the Japanese imperial system. Number 7. Emperor Yang of Zhou Dynasty, China. Emperor Yang of Sui, born Yang Ying in 569 AD, was a pivotal figure in Chinese history whose reign marked both significant achievements and ultimate disaster for the Sui Dynasty. Originally from Danyang, modern-day Nanjing, he was the son of Yang Jian, who founded the Sui Dynasty in 581 AD. Yang's early life was shaped by his father's rise to power. Renamed Yang Guang, he proved himself as a capable military leader, successfully leading a campaign against the Qin dynasty in 588. This victory, along with political maneuvering, led to him becoming crown prince in 600. In 604, following his father's death, which some historians suspect Yang orchestrated, he ascended the throne as Emperor Yang. His reign was marked by ambitious projects and military campaigns that initially expanded the empire but ultimately led to its downfall. One of Emperor Yang's most enduring legacies was the completion of the Grand Canal, a massive waterway connecting northern and southern China. This engineering marvel revolutionized transportation and trade, fostering economic growth and cultural exchange. He also undertook the reconstruction of the Great Wall to bolster China's defenses against northern nomadic tribes. However, Emperor Yang's military ambitions proved costly. His attempts to conquer Goguryeo in present-day Korea were disastrous, resulting in massive losses of life and resources. These failed campaigns, coupled with the high taxes and forced labor required to fund his projects, led to widespread unrest and rebellion. As the empire began to crumble, Emperor Yang retreated to Jiangdu, modern-day Yangzhou. There, in 618, he met a tragic end, strangled in a coup led by his own general, Yuan Huaji. This event marked the collapse of the Sui Dynasty, which had lasted only 37 years. Despite his failures, Emperor Yang's legacy is complex. While often portrayed as a tyrant by traditional historians, his ambitious projects laid the groundwork for the subsequent Tang dynasty's prosperity. The Grand Canal, in particular, remained a crucial piece of infrastructure for centuries. Emperor Yang's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the importance of balancing grand visions with practical governance. His reign demonstrates how even significant achievements can be overshadowed by poor leadership and excessive demands on a population. Interestingly, Emperor Yang's life and reign stand in stark contrast to the earlier Zhou dynasty from 1046 to 256 BC, which was known for its longevity and cultural achievements. While the Zhou saw the emergence of influential philosophies like Confucianism and Taoism, Emperor Yang's era was marked more by material progress and military pursuits. In the end, Emperor Yang of Sui remains a controversial figure in Chinese history, remembered both for his grand projects and for the suffering his ambitions caused his people. His story continues to fascinate historians and offers valuable lessons about power, ambition, and the responsibilities of leadership. Number 6. Emperor Qianlong of Qing, Qing Dynasty, China. Emperor Qianlong, born Hongli in 1711, was one of the most influential rulers in Chinese history. As the sixth emperor of the Qing dynasty, he presided over China's golden age, but his long reign also sowed the seeds of the empire's decline. Ascending the throne in 1735, Qianlong ruled for an impressive 60 years before abdicating in favor of his son in 1796. However, he continued to wield power as Emperor Emeritus until his death in 1799, making him one of the longest-reigning monarchs in world history. Under Qianlong's rule, the Qing Empire reached its zenith. China became the world's largest economy and most populous nation. The emperor expanded China's borders through military campaigns in Central Asia, Burma, Nepal, and Vietnam. These conquests brought the empire to its greatest territorial extent, but also strained its resources. Qianlong was not just a military leader, he was also a patron of the arts and a prolific writer himself. He sponsored the compilation of the Complete Library of the Four Treasuries, an enormous collection of Chinese literature and history. However, this project also involved extensive censorship, with thousands of works deemed subversive being destroyed. The emperor's court was known for its opulence. Qianlong himself was described by a British diplomat as a tall, slender man with regular features, wearing elaborate silk robes and a velvet cap adorned with a peacock feather. His appearance belied his advanced age, impressing foreign visitors with his vitality. Despite these accomplishments, Qianlong's later years saw the beginning of the Qing dynasty's decline. The emperor became complacent, indulging in luxury while leaving day-to-day governance to corrupt officials like Hessian. When Hessian was eventually executed, his personal fortune was found to exceed the empire's depleted treasury. Qianlong's reign also saw increasing tensions with European powers. The emperor's rejection of British trade proposals in 1793 would later contribute to conflicts like the Opium Wars in the 19th century. Throughout his rule, Qianlong faced several assassination attempts, highlighting the political tensions of the era. While he survived these plots, they underscored the growing instability within the empire. The Qianlong emperor's legacy is complex. He presided over China's last golden age, overseeing unprecedented prosperity and cultural achievements. However, his later complacency, coupled with corruption and economic strain from constant warfare, set the stage for the Qing dynasty's eventual fall. Today, Emperor Qianlong is remembered as a symbol of both China's historical greatness and the dangers of imperial decline. His reign offers valuable lessons about the challenges of maintaining a vast empire and the importance of adapting to changing global dynamics. Number 5. Emperor Taksin, Kingdom of Siam, Thailand. Emperor Taksin, born in 1734 in Ayutthaya, Thailand, was a remarkable figure in Thai history who rose from humble beginnings to become the country's savior and king. His story is one of resilience, military genius, and tragic downfall. Of Chinese Thai heritage, Taksin entered royal service as a young man under the patronage of a Thai nobleman. His talents were quickly recognized, and by 1764, he had risen to the rank of governor of Tak province, earning the title Phra Taksin. Taksin's defining moment came in 1767, when the Burmese army besieged and ultimately conquered Ayutthaya, the capital of Siam, Thailand. As the city fell, Taksin escaped and rallied forces in the southeast. Displaying exceptional military skill, he swiftly regained control of the lower Chao Phraya River Valley and established a new capital at Thon Buri, across the river from modern-day Bangkok. Over the next decade, Taksin led a series of campaigns that reunified the fractured kingdom. He repelled further Burmese invasions and defeated rival claimants to the throne. By 1776, he had driven the Burmese from Chiang Mai in the north and extended Siamese influence into neighboring Laos, Cambodia, and Malay states. Taksin's military achievements were impressive. He introduced new tactics, including the use of Western-style cannons and muskets, which gave his armies an edge over traditional Southeast Asian forces. He also revitalized the Siamese navy, understanding its importance for both defense and trade. However, Taksin's later years were marked by increasing instability. The strain of constant warfare and the challenges of governing a newly reunified kingdom took their toll. He became increasingly erratic, claiming to have achieved advanced states of Buddhist enlightenment and demanding that his subjects and even Buddhist monks accept his religious authority. This behavior, coupled with arbitrary and harsh rule, led to growing discontent. In 1782, a rebellion erupted near the capital, organized by minor officials. Taksin was deposed and executed, ending his 15-year reign. The manner of Taksin's downfall remains a subject of historical debate. While official accounts state he was executed by decapitation, some historians suggest he may have been secretly spirited away to live in seclusion in southern Thailand until 1825. Taksin's legacy in Thai history is complex. He is revered as a national hero who saved the country from foreign domination and reunified the kingdom. His military and administrative reforms laid the groundwork for the subsequent Chakri dynasty, which continues to rule Thailand today. However, his reign also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of stable governance. Today, Taksin is commemorated throughout Thailand with statues, shrines, and even a province named in his honor, reflecting his enduring impact on Thai national identity. Number 4. Emperor Xian of Han, Han Dynasty, China. Emperor Xian, born Lu Shi in 181 AD, was the final emperor of China's Eastern Han Dynasty. His reign, lasting from 189 to 220 AD, was marked by political turmoil and the gradual collapse of imperial power. At just 8 years old, Liu Shi became emperor after the powerful warlord Dong Zhuo deposed his half-brother. From the start, Emperor Xian was merely a puppet, controlled by Dong Zhuo and later by other ambitious warlords. The young emperor's early years were chaotic. In 190 AD, Dong Zhuo, fearing a coalition of rival warlords, burned the capital city of Luoyang to the ground and forcibly moved the imperial court to Chang'an. This destructive act symbolized the declining power of the Han dynasty and the rise of regional warlords. After Dong Zhuo's assassination in 192 AD, Emperor Xian found himself caught in the middle of power struggles between various factions. He managed to escape from Chang'an in 195 AD, only to end up stranded in the ruins of Luoyang. A turning point came in 196 AD when the warlord Cao Cao took Emperor Xian under his protection. Cao Cao shrewdly used the emperor's symbolic authority to legitimize his own military campaigns against rival warlords. While Emperor Xian remained the nominal ruler, Cao Cao held the real power. The Battle of Red Cliffs in 208 to 209 AD proved to be a critical moment. Cao Cao's defeat by the southern warlords Sun Quan and Liu Bei set the stage for the division of China into three rival kingdoms: Wei, Shu, and Wu. In 220 AD, Cao Cao's son Cao Pi forced Emperor Xian to abdicate, officially ending the 400-year-long Han Dynasty. The former emperor was given the title Duke of Shanyang and lived out his days in relative comfort until his death in 234 AD. Emperor Xian's reign highlights the complex nature of power in ancient China. While he held the most prestigious title in the land, he was often powerless to control events around him. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of weak leadership in times of crisis and the rise of regional powers at the expense of central authority. The fall of the Han Dynasty under Emperor Xian led to the tumultuous Three Kingdoms period, a time of warfare and shifting alliances that would shape Chinese history and culture for centuries to come. Despite his lack of personal power, Emperor Xian's reign marks a pivotal transition in Chinese history, from the ancient imperial system to a new era of competing states. Number 3. Emperor Go-Toba, Japan. Emperor Go-Toba, born Takahira in 1180, became Japan's 82nd emperor at the tender age of 3. His reign, spanning from 1183 to 1198, marked a pivotal period in Japanese history, witnessing the decline of imperial power and the rise of the samurai class. Go-Toba's ascension to the throne was unusual. In 1183, amid political turmoil, his predecessor Emperor Antoku fled the capital. Go-Toba was hastily installed as emperor, but without the traditional imperial regalia, a first in Japanese history. This unorthodox coronation foreshadowed the challenges his reign would face. The young emperor's rule coincided with significant changes in Japan's power structure. In 1192, Minamoto no Yoritomo established the first shogunate in Kamakura, effectively becoming the country's military ruler. This event marked the beginning of a long period where emperors, including Go-Toba, served mainly as figureheads, while real power rested with the shogunate. Despite abdicating in 1198 in favor of his son, Go-Toba continued to wield influence as a cloistered emperor. During this time, he made controversial decisions, including the persecution of the growing Pure Land Buddhist sect. This act, prompted by the conversion of 2 of his court ladies, highlighted the complex relationship between imperial power and religious movements in medieval Japan. Go-Toba's most dramatic action came in 1221 with the Jokyu War. Unhappy with his diminished status, he attempted to overthrow the Kamakura shogunate and reclaim imperial authority. This rebellion, however, was poorly timed and executed. While some samurai in Kyoto supported Go-Toba, the majority, especially those in the Kanto region, remained loyal to the shogunate. The failure of the Jokyu War had severe consequences for Go-Toba. He was exiled to the remote Oki Islands, where he spent the remainder of his life. During his exile, Go-Toba devoted himself to the arts, becoming an accomplished poet and calligrapher. His collection of poems, the Oki no Shirabe, reflects on his fall from power and life in exile. Go-Toba's reign and subsequent rebellion marked a crucial turning point in Japanese history. His defeat solidified the power of the warrior class and the shogunate system, which would dominate Japanese politics for centuries to come. The emperor's story serves as a poignant reminder of the shifting balance of power in medieval Japan and the declining influence of the imperial institution. Despite his political failures, Go-Toba left a lasting cultural legacy. He was a patron of the arts and literature, and his court was known for its artistic refinement. The emperor himself was skilled in poetry, calligraphy, and music, contributing to the rich cultural tapestry of Japan's medieval period. Number 2. Emperor Gaozong of Jin, Jin Dynasty, China. Emperor Gaozong, born Zhaogo in 1107, became the 10th emperor of the Song Dynasty and the first ruler of the Southern Song period. His reign, from 1127 to 1162, was marked by resilience in the face of invasion and significant changes in China's political landscape. Gaozong's ascension to the throne occurred during a crisis. In 1127, the Jin dynasty, led by the Jurchen people, captured the Song capital of Bianjing, modern-day Kaifeng, and took Gaozong's half-brother, Emperor Qinzong, prisoner. As the ninth son of Emperor Huizong, Gaozong narrowly escaped capture and fled south, eventually establishing a new capital in Lin'an, present-day Hangzhou. The early years of Gaozong's reign were tumultuous. He faced not only external threats from the Jin, but also internal challenges. In 1129, a mutiny by palace guards briefly deposed him, though he was quickly restored to power. The Jin continued to pursue him, and he was forced to flee multiple cities before finally consolidating his rule in southern China by the late 1130s. Despite these setbacks, Gaozong proved to be a capable ruler. He reorganized the government, rebuilt the army, and fostered economic recovery in the south. Under his leadership, talented military commanders like Yue Fei and Han Shizhong made significant progress in pushing back the Jin forces and reclaiming lost territories. However, Gaozong's reign is also controversial due to his decision to pursue peace with the Jin in 1141. Working with his chancellor Qin Hui, he negotiated the Treaty of Shaoxing, which ceded large portions of northern China to the Jin and made the Song a tributary state. While this treaty ensured peace and stability for the southern Song, it was seen by many as a betrayal of national interests. Gaozong's treatment of the popular general Yue Fei further tarnished his reputation. Fearing Yue's growing power and concerned that continued warfare might jeopardize the peace treaty, Gaozong had Yue Fei executed on false charges. This act has been widely criticized by historians and in popular culture. Despite these controversies, Gaozong's reign saw significant cultural and economic developments. The Southern Song period witnessed advancements in technology, arts, and commerce. The emperor himself was known for his literary talents and patronage of the arts. In 1162, after 35 years on the throne, Gaozong abdicated in favor of his adopted son, Zhao Yuan. However, he continued to wield significant influence as a retired emperor until he died in 1187 at the age of 80. Gaozong's legacy is complex. While he successfully preserved the Song dynasty in the face of near destruction, his concessions to the Jin and his treatment of Yue Fei have led to mixed historical assessments. Nonetheless, his reign marked a critical transition in Chinese history, setting the stage for the Southern Song dynasty's cultural and economic flourishing. Number 1. Emperor Meiji, Japan. Emperor Meiji, born Mutsuhito on November 3, 1852, played a crucial role in Japan's transformation from a feudal state into a modern world power. He became Japan's 122nd emperor in 1867, at just 14 years old, during a time of intense political turmoil. The country was ruled by the Tokugawa shogunate, which had kept Japan isolated from much of the world. However, foreign pressures and internal dissatisfaction were rising, leading to the collapse of the shogunate. Emperor Meiji's reign saw the Meiji Restoration, a period of radical change that altered Japan's political, economic, and social landscape. The shogun, Tokugawa Yoshinobu, resigned in 1867, marking the end of centuries of military rule. Meiji symbolically declared the restoration of imperial rule in 1868, though much of the actual power rested with reform-minded samurai and political leaders. During this turbulent period, Emperor Meiji, Japan's modernizing ruler, faced a subtle but tragic assassination attempt in 1868. An assassin targeted him amid the political upheaval, seeking to disrupt Japan's modernization efforts. While the attempt failed and Meiji survived, it highlighted the extreme threats faced by leaders during such a significant political transition. Japan under Emperor Meiji embraced modernization. Inspired by Western countries, leaders worked to rapidly industrialize, reform education, and strengthen the military. Railroads, telegraph lines, and factories sprang up across Japan, bringing it from a pre-industrial society into the modern age. The country also reformed its government, adopting a constitutional monarchy in 1889, which limited the emperor's powers and established an elected legislature. The Meiji Restoration wasn't without conflict. The Boshin War of 1868 to 1869 pitted the emperor's forces against supporters of the shogunate. the imperial army, though initially less equipped, managed to defeat the shogunate loyalists, solidifying the emperor's control. By the early 20th century, Japan had not only modernized, but also asserted itself as a global power, defeating China in the First Sino-Japanese War 1894 to 1895, and Russia in the Russo-Japanese War 1904 to 1905. Despite his symbolic role, Emperor Meiji's health declined in later years. He passed away on July 30th, 1912, after suffering from diabetes and kidney disease. His death marked the end of an era, with Japan firmly established as a powerful and industrialized nation. Emperor Meiji was succeeded by his son, Emperor Taisho, and was later commemorated through the construction of the Meiji Shrine in Tokyo, a symbol of his lasting impact on Japan's history. Through Emperor Meiji's reign, Japan emerged from isolation to become a dominant force on the world stage. The assassination attempt he survived serves as a stark reminder of the extreme threats faced by leaders during moments of profound change. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.